Thank you, Mark. So lots of food for thought, but yeah, we're absolutely delighted to be almost able to say that we are moving on with the launch of a new project. So subject to grant agreement, we must emphasise, but yes, we are very delighted about that. So watch this space on the SCIROCCO front, because we won't be going away anytime soon. So on that point, I'm going to hand over to Margaret Borski, just on behalf of us as project coordinator. It was led by NHS 24, which is a Scottish health board. So Margaret's going to speak on behalf of Scotland and the consortia just to close.
Okay, I'll take this. I'll stand here, I think. No, it's been an absolutely fantastic day, and it's testimony, I think, to the number of people who have still been able to stay until the end. So just a few sort of concluding remarks from me. I suppose I was struck by a number of key themes that were coming out today, and it's not that we were reinventing what integrated care means, but I think we're probably emphasising through the benefits of, I suppose, the SCIROCCO tool and process, what it has the potential for. And I suppose the first thing is about people. So that person-centred, citizen focus, looking at improving outcomes, that came through, all the presentations and discussions. So that was very, very strong. I think the second one for me was a whole system. Now, again, we can define whole system in lots of different ways, but there does seem to be a recognition of the benefit of that sort of cross-sector, multi-agency engagement, again, focusing around the citizen. So the citizen is the integrator, which I think was a point somebody made. The third one, I think, was around culture. So we recognise that while there may be some system and technical barriers, financial barriers. Interesting, finance didn't come up that much at all. But culture came up, and leadership and vision. So that sense of, being clear what we're trying to do, corralling that leadership and that vision, and the iterative nature of it as we continue to strive to improve. The fourth one was about I suppose this aspect of prevention, well-being and inequality. So integrated health and care, integrated care is not just about, as we said, people in the system, the patients, the service users. It's actually about, before people get into the system. And there is a challenge because of the pressure, I think, that's on a lot of our health and care services, that we're dealing with the front door a lot of the time. So we're dealing with, the most urgent cases and urgent issues, but we also recognise, actually, it's our legacy we need, to sort of be leaving and striving towards, is we have to invest our approach in prevention, well-being, addressing inequalities. So again, I guess I saw a lot of what SCIROCCO can do to facilitate some of that in local areas. So that was really just some things that struck me, and I'm sure you'll all have your own sort of thoughts that you go away with and reflect on as you travel back. Donna has said about, and Mark helpfully set out next steps, because initially it was looking a bit concerning about do we just stop here? There's been a huge amount of work done. There's been great engagement, and clearly there's still an appetite. So, if we're just drawing a line under SCIROCCO here and hoping that people will pick it up. But the opportunity of the SCIROCCO exchange, and I think Scotland's delighted, subject to the grant agreement negotiations, to again have a coordinating role in that, building on our experience to date. And it's going to further expand, include an additional 5 regions from Central and Eastern Europe. So again, it's trying to build that capacity, that we've heard about. And today, I think, is testimony to knowledge exchange. What better type of event? I knew a fair bit about SCIROCCO. I've been involved in two sets of assessments and 2 focus group discussions in terms of getting consensus. But, I picked up lots of useful information today. So I think that's for me absolutely key. And I think the receiver, the transferer, whatever words we use, I think, you know, there's a phrase that one of my previous bosses used to use, and he said, none of us are as smart as all of us. And, you know, again, I think we all have a little nugget we all recognise, and even the Czech Republic, I think, has some nuggets. And if not your honesty in recognising, you know, that you're at the beginning of a journey in integrated care, but that's a really positive thing, I think, to be able to acknowledge, and you can only go up. So some of us might move down, hopefully not. And finally, again, on behalf of Scotland and colleagues in Scotland, to thank the project consortium, all the partners involved. And I suppose for me, I mean, I do know how much work has gone into it by all of you. And in particular, I suppose I want to, you know, pass on my appreciation to Donna, Andrea and the team, you know, because I know they've had to do a lot of hard work and hard graft and engagement. But I think the rewards and the reinforcement, you know, when you get that response and you get that engagement, it doesn't feel like such hard work. Maybe it did last night or yesterday, but you were planning for today. But, you know, I'm certainly going away feeling quite invigorated, energized, you know, a sense of lots done, but lots to do. And I'm sure, you know, together and collectively, we can build a healthier and, you know, better regions for our citizens. So I think that's probably all I need to say, and I'll pass over to Donna.
Thank you very much, Margaret. And yeah, I'd just like to echo Margaret's thanks to all of our project partners who have put in a huge amount of effort. It really has been a pleasure to work with all of them over the last almost 32 months. I keep saying that because we've got another month to go yet. But yes, it really has been a joy. So thank you all for your efforts, because that's why we are where we are today. We got to the point. We're almost there. So I have a couple of things just to say. Thank you to all of you in the room for coming here today and taking the time out to actually come and listen to the stories and the messages that we've got from SCIROCCO. And I hope you went away, as Margaret said, a bit energised and enthused. And if you are, we really would like to hear from you, because the SCIROCCO community is much bigger than just the project. So we'd really welcome you to join that community and help to grow the expertise and the knowledge and the tool as we continue to develop it. So you know where we are. Come and find us. We'd really like to hear from you. And just a couple of logistics. Mark would not let me off if I didn't say fill the evaluation form in, please. That would be great, and leave it at the door. The presentations, as we said before many times, are all going to be on the SCIROCCO website, so please do go on and have a look. And finally, safe travels home, but before you go home, the reception is outside, so we'd love to speak to you outside. So I hope you can join us and stay on before you leave. So thank you all very, very much. And thanks to everyone online.